on me.
No, you're good.
Okay. You know, I just couldn't be happier for our team, you know, the coaching staff, you know, fan base. Everybody was, everybody needed this one. So, you know, what a game, man. I don't know if I've ever been a part of a game that the momentum swings kept going back and forth and were drastic, you know. So, just proud of our team to be able to get the victory at the end. You know, keys of the game. Shows what I know. I mean, we didn't win the turnover battle. I thought that was going to be a huge one. Wanted to focus on finishing in the red zone. And I haven't even looked at these stats, but obviously did not finish in the red zone as good as we wanted to. Special teams, you know, we wanted to win that. Well, there goes that one, except for the last field goal obviously was huge. But at the end of the day, man, winning's the most important thing. So I couldn't be happier for our guys to figure out a way to win, and we will build on those. Take some questions.
That last drive, looks like at one point you're just trying to make sure they don't get the ball back when you're down here on 20, and then you get some leverage.
Well, I thought we executed it perfectly. I know people probably had some choice words for me, but when you play three safeties and, you know, cover two with three safeties deep, you know, the right thing to do is to run the ball. You know, and I couldn't be happier for guys like Dustin Garrison and Jeremy Smith, who, you know, we told all along, look, man, we're going to need you, we're going to need you, we're going to need you. And they got in there and ran hard, but did not want them to go get the ball back. Would have liked to got a little bit farther downfield to make it a little bit more favorable field goal, but got within field goal range. Clint did a great job of managing the clock, putting the ball in play. The most important thing was to get yards, and we got yards and hit it, so it worked out perfect. And we practiced that a lot. We're not scared to run the ball in those situations. Based on what the defense is doing, it's probably the right thing to do. You throw into, you know, drop 8, you know, and they end up getting a pick. They end up winning the game. So I thought we did well with that.
Did not want to get the ball back clean to keeping 2 timeouts at the end instead of hitting 1 or 2 there in the last 30 seconds.
I'm used to functioning without timeouts. we were. I just am. You know, not because we have poor clock management skills or we don't know they're there. We do so much 2-minute stuff and we score so quick at times that we're able to play like that without using it. Because our tempo is good, we can run the ball and get first downs, use first downs to stop the clock, throw screens, get the ball out of bounds. We're used to that situation without having to use our timeouts. Probably left a few in the bank there, but who cares?
Dan, even in those 2-minute drills, you use Dreamus and Dustin and say we're very used to this doing it.
Oh yeah. Those guys. I mean, look how much those guys have played here.
Right.
You know, I mean, those guys have played a lot. I mean, running back is a challenging position. They take the most pounding of anybody. You know, and we're going to need all those guys. We've told them that. I mean, that's why we recruited the way we recruited, and we're utilizing the backs the way that we're utilizing the backs. You know, we're able to get into a bunch of different sets using those guys, and I count Cody Clay and Eli and as backs as well, because they can get back there and do some things as well. So, you know, those guys were used to that situation. They were comfortable in that situation, and they made the most of their opportunities, and I couldn't be more proud of them. Challenged the O-line. Those guys are dog-tired. Played a lot of snaps. I don't know what our total, 108. I mean, just a ton of snaps. And those guys hit a lull in the fourth quarter, and we challenged them on that last drive, and they went out there and did great. I was proud of all of them.
Did you say Josh Lambert? You gave up 37 points again to Maryland, made maybe more mistakes than you did last year, and still won. Does it say a little bit about the progress that your guys have made maturity-wise, that they didn't give up like they did basically last year?
Yes, well, 100%. We were just talking, me and Gibby were just talking about that in the locker room, about how previous teams probably would have said enough's enough and shut her down. You know, I like this team a lot, and I like the camaraderie that they got. Love the coaching staff with the camaraderie that's going on there. Just a bunch of guys that believe in each other and just kept fighting. So there were opportunities to say no more, but they didn't give into it. There's so many ups and downs and good things and bad things it's a heck of a football game. You know, we're certainly fortunate and glad to turn out on top.
You say that you take a hands-off approach with your specialists. Did you talk to Lambert before he went out and
I haven't talked to Josh since he got on campus. we're gonna keep it that way. Yeah, you know, the one thing about Josh, he's missed a couple this year, but every time he got one block tonight, I don't know what happened. It was his fault or somebody leaked through. I mean, that's why we film it and watch it. But when he's missed, he's came back and he's made it. So he went in there and was he's a guy that we have complete confidence in being able to make that shot. You know, hit that shot, and he did. So I know his name, I know who he is, but other than that, we're taking a hands-off approach. I told Coach Deefel, I said, look, man, you're as good as there is anywhere in the country at coaching the specialists. I mean, he knows everything about special teams, but he's as good as anywhere in the country with a hands-on approach to the actual specialists. And he's doing a great job.
What about the specialty? I mean, did you have a chance to talk to Coach Defoe after this?
I have not.
What happened?
I have not. We'll study it. I tell you this, they're damn good on special teams, and they were last year. Coach, that's why I said it in our Tuesday press conference. They're really good on special teams. They have dynamic return guys. But in addition to that, as I've said on numerous occasions, it takes more than specialists and return guys to be good on special teams. They focus on it. They got great body types. They got great depth. So they're really good at it, you know, and we got to continue to get better at it. So I'm sure there's some things that we did well. I'm sure there's a lot of things that we need to clean up and get better at.
Happy with Kevin White tonight?
I would imagine. What did he end up with? 13 for 216. That's 3 times he's been over 100. I tell you what's right. He got in the end zone a couple of once, which was great to see. I mean, because he actually did do some things to go get in the end zone. The one I was happy with Mario played. He made some huge catches. You know, it was great to see him get it going. The relationship that them two got with Clint right now is really good. The rapport that they have right now after a year and a half is where it needs to be able to be successful. So extremely happy with both those guys on the outside.
Danny, where do you put the defense now? They have good numbers. I think 10 straight third downs like off the field, but weird plays and big games.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but those guys on the other side are pretty good. I mean, those guys can score points. They can move the ball. I don't, you know, we gave up plays. They gave up plays. It was a heck of a football game. Two teams that wanted to win, 2 teams that have talent, 2 teams that have been building depth for 4 years. You know, and they're doing a great job. We just happen to make one more. But it's more important to rise to the occasion and figure out a way to win, as opposed to, you know, sitting there looking at the stat line. I'm way more disturbed with not being able to finish some drives than I am happy about 700 yards of offense. So, you know, the game was back and forth, a lot of plays, very up-tempo. It's what the Big 12 is going to be about, you know, so we all know that.
Dana, what does it mean to your team, to your program, to you, to get that field goal and win this game rather than
Huge.
have an L?
Huge. Enjoy it for about 12 hours and then back to work. But yeah, I mean, that was a good locker room with a bunch of kids that were excited about winning the game, happy for each other about winning the game. You know, I'm happy for our coaching staff, been working hard. I'm happy for our players, happy for our fan base. I know next Saturday night is going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Okay.
Here Josh stutter stepped on his kick. Did you notice that?
I just told you I've never talked to him. I asked Coach DeForest that. I don't pay attention. All right,
All right, thanks, Coach.